Hey everyone, my name's Andrew Hess, and today I want to show you how you correctly trigger a flow if it's by modified without having it trigger every single time. Only when one column changes or there's a condition like greater than or less than. So let's get in there and let's show you how to create awesome trigger conditions. This is really easy with AI. Let's get into it. All right, so this week, I want to take a look at the flow we created last week. So this was a very simple flow. You can see here, when an item was created, we got the current time. We converted the time zone because it was in UTC time. We converted to our time now. We then did a condition here. I'll get back to the compose. And it's inside a scope called the body of our flow. And the reason we did that is if anything fails inside this scope, then our error handling will run after the body of flow. So anything inside our entire scope of body of flow, if anything fails in there, it will trigger our error handling, which sends us an email and then terminates the flow and sets it as failed. Now at the very end of the video, we did a compose and we divided by 0. And the reason we did that is to test our error handling. It's just a nice little test that I like to do sometimes. If I want something to fail, I'll divide by 0 in a compose, and that forces it to fail. Now, first off, I want to focus on when an item is created. We're in a SharePoint list here, and last week, we created some test data in here. So let me just get rid of the test data. But what was important is our flow only triggers on a new created item. And that may be a problem, right? Maybe at some point, someone comes in here and based on our condition, it's looking at risk. If risk is set to high, it then sends an email. But what happens if you have a task at some point and then it gets changed? So let's edit and change this to high. What's not going to happen? It's not going to trigger the flow. Now everyone says, oh, this is easy. Let's just fix this real quick. All right, let's do that. Let's change this to modified when an item is created or modified by. So I'm going to delete. Okay, change the trigger, SharePoint, and I'm going to do this action right here. When an item is created or modified, I'm going to point it at the same SharePoint list. All right. So then it does all that. It sends an email. Our risk we need to update, I believe, trigger body. No, that should be fine. That's all. Everything's still good. And so we updated the created or modified. Let's remove the failure. Let's remove the failure. So in our body of our flow, we have this condition, if risk is equal to high, we send an email. If not, we send a Teams message. I'm just going to say if risk is high, we send an email. I'm going to remove this condition, keep it nice and simple. So now pretty much every time when an item is created or modified, and we're going to do when the risk is high, we removed the condition, we're going to send an email, okay? But this time, what I want to do is only send an email when risk is high. And what we're going to do is called a trigger condition. So our flow will not run unless the condition on our trigger is met. And trigger conditions are found in the settings of your trigger. So if you click on your trigger, you go to settings, you will then see trigger conditions, and you can add a formula here. Let me show you a neat trick that I did before Copilot came out. So we can do Copilot, we'll do AI, but let me show you a neat trick. So you have to go back to Classic right now. So if you go back to Classic and we do a filter array, so add an action, filter array, and then down here, if you pull in your risk, so our item is risk, And then when you say it's equal to high, and then you hit edit in advanced mode, this then gives me the perfect trigger condition. Now let's do the same thing in Copilot. Let's pull up Copilot. Let's see if the same thing happens. All right, so I pulled up Copilot. Let's try the same thing. Now we have to be specific because there's different ways to do trigger conditions if it's a choice field or a text field. I have a single line text field called risk. I want to create a trigger condition for Power Automate when it is equal to high. Just write the trigger condition. All right, so I have a single line text field. There it is. Copilot made it very easy. Either way, right? Like, so this kind of shows the greatness of AI. Look, this one, it says trigger outputs, and this one says trigger body. Let's try both. Let's try this one. All right, so we're in our trigger. I go to settings. I go to trigger conditions here. Let's try pasting in that one. And let's go ahead and publish. We change it to high. Go ahead and click save. Let's see if that kicks off the flow. So we're waiting for an email. We got it. It did work, right? So it did work. Let's try the other one that Copilot gave us. Let's try this one. This one is trigger body instead. Change the risk. It's a good test. The risk to high. Oh, I heard something. Create UI. There it goes. It did kick off pretty quickly. All right, so let's take it up another level. Let's go back to our task list. And let's go to our risk. One issue that we have in our list is the risk right now is a single line text, right? So if I come here and I edit, it's a single line text. I can write anything I want here, all right? So let's take it to the next level. Let's go to risk. And this happens all the time. And people don't teach you what to do when things change. This, maybe someone comes in here and changes it. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to column settings, edit this column. And instead of it being a single line text, I'm going to change it to a choice. We have low, medium, and high. Okay. So now this field, the risk, and I'll go ahead and refresh, has become a choice field. So if we come to create Power BI, we click edit, we can now see that it is now a choice field, okay? But what happens to our trigger condition? Our trigger condition now is going to fail. So let me just go ahead and publish. And the reason is the trigger condition, the formula is different if it is written as a choice. So test, manual test, we'll go ahead and we'll change this one down here, design data tables. We'll change the risk to high and click save. For all of these, I'm going to just set them back to low just to kind of help us. All right, so we did set off the design data tables to high. We are expecting an email, but I can tell you right now, we're not going to get an email. And that is because of that trigger condition. So we can wait and wait and wait. I can go back to my coffee, right? Back to my coffee. And the trigger condition is not going to kick off. Okay? So here's the issue. Let's pull up Copilot. It gave us a beautiful formula, right? That worked perfectly. Now let's tell it, oh, actually, risk is a choice field. What is the trigger condition? Oh, so risk is a choice field. And this looks very similar to Power Apps. Have you done it? And you're saying, hey, when the value is equal to high, then set off the trigger condition. All right, so this has been spinning for some time. Now we're going to come back in here and edit and go to our trigger condition in settings. And we're going to say, when the value of risk is equal to high, then we will set off the flow. All right, so now let's try again. I set all these back to low. Let's start with assign licenses. Let's go ahead and hit test on here, test manual flow. This time, now that risk is a choice field and I set it to high, now it's going to kick off the flow and we should get another email. So we'll just wait a little bit. And there it was. This time I did get another email, okay? So this time I got another email. Let's change the email a little bit just so we can kind of see the differences. And also I can't spell. So the risk on the task, let's put the task in there, lightning bolt. So yeah, we'll click the lightning bolt on the task. Lightning bolt, the title was reported high, okay? As high. Here's a link to our SharePoint list, etc., etc. That looks great. Best regards. You got this. Okay. So now let's do another one. And I want to say if it's high or medium. Okay. So we're going to change this. Was reported as the lightning bolt. I'm going to pull in the risk. So I'll search for risk. And notice here's that value again, risk value, okay? And that kind of matches our trigger condition. But what's wrong with our trigger condition? It's only going to kick off when it equals high, when the risk value is equal to high. Let's pull up Copilot again. Let's trigger it when it is high or medium. So now it's going to write an or statement, right? So or equals 2. So or equals trigger body, risk is high or medium. Okay, so let me show you something that's confusing that I learned. If you hit plus add, this ends up being an and statement. So if we change this to is equal to high and medium, it's saying and. If the risk value is equal to high and the risk value is equal to medium, then trigger. This was something that confused me. This will not work, right? Because it's not an or. We'll go back to flow. I'll delete this and I'm just going to paste that in. Now there's a little bit of space in here. A little bit of spaces it added. I'm going to leave them and see if that's okay. So I'm going to leave that as and I'm going to hit publish. So this time, instead of saying and, we're changing it to an or. If it's high or it's medium, then trigger our flow. So let's go back to our task list. Let's give it a refresh just to make sure everything's kind of up to date. Okay. We're going over here to our risks. We'll change the name of this one. I'll change the name of this one. So I'll say use an or statement instead. I'll go ahead and click save just so we know that's the one we're going to edit. So this one here, I'm going to click edit. I'm going to go to risk and I'm going to change it to medium and click save. Now this should trigger off our flow and it should even say the or statement in the title and then it should say was reported medium. So once again, I'll go to my trusty coffee and we will wait for the flow to run. And there it is. On the use an or statement instead. Oh, we didn't fix that part, but hi, Andrew. There was a risk on the task. Use an or statement instead was reported as medium. Perfect. So now we got it to trigger on a single line text, a choice field, an or statement. What else do we want to do? Let's do one now. I'm kind of in the way, but let's do it up here on, so you see above me, I have actual cost, right? So actual cost. Let's do it only when actual cost is greater than 10,000, okay? So we need this one right here, greater than 10,000, okay? And so we're gonna have a cost not cost. We want actual cost to be 10,001, okay? So we're gonna make this one trigger. Let's go back to our trigger condition. This time it's okay to do, let's kind of remove the spaces just so we can be perfect. So the spaces didn't matter though. Now we're gonna do an and we're gonna say when actual cost is equal to, is greater than 10,000. Now here's something you may or may not know. Because actual cost has a space in it, it's a little funky. How you write spaces in trigger conditions is different than normal. But one easy way to figure out, say you're stuck and the trigger condition is just not working, go to one of your previous flows, right? This is a good way to troubleshoot. Go to one of your previous runs, look at your trigger, and open up the outputs. And let me move me. In your outputs, if you scroll down, you'll start to see your fields in here. And you can see, right, like we have priority, progress, budget, but look at actual cost. This is the actual name of actual cost. And so you can see in here, risk is pulling in value. This is all starting to make sense now, right? So you have risk ID number 2, task status. So anytime there's a space, it's actually underscore x0020. So we need to use this in our trigger condition. And a good way to figure it out is to go to the outputs of your trigger and look at all your fields. Now we're in the expert level. Okay, now I will want to do a trigger condition on actual underscore x0020 cost is greater than 10,000. All right, so what's great is we still have Copilot to help us. It gives us the greater, gives us the trigger body. Okay, let's go back to our flow. This time we'll put it in here. Now it's and, so when it's high risk or medium and the actual cost is more than 10,000, we'll go ahead and publish. So we're just waiting for this one to trigger where it's either high or medium, or it is greater than 10,000. Now you just need to make sure that if you try and do a greater than or less than, if you're trying to do any kind of math behind your trigger condition, that field needs to be a type number. And so there it was, it triggered. The risk is greater than 10,000 is high. We can see that all worked great. Perfect in our flow. Our trigger condition was whether it was high or medium, and it was greater than 10,000. Perfect. All right, so there you go. Those are your basics of trigger conditions. I do think using a trigger condition is very helpful, especially if you're using consumption licensing, if you're using premium licensing, right? Because you only get a certain amount of premium flow runs. Or if you're not using premium licensing, right, you still only get a certain amount of flow runs, which is actually less than if you're paying for premium. Trigger conditions are very important. You don't want to trigger every time someone changes your SharePoint list. That's why you have Copilot here. I showed you the old school way to do it. Now you can create trigger conditions yourself and take yourself to the next level. Thank you.